Talk about raising the bar. Two ballet dancers from our region have developed their own nutrition bar for ballet dancers. The bars go by the brand Barre, spelled B-A-R-R-E. And as the label says, they're made with real ingredients for real athletes. And yes, they are talking dancers. Julia Erickson is president and co-founder of Barre. Aaron Ingley is CEO and co-founder of the company. Welcome. Good to have you both here.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Yeah, well, let's start with exactly what the Barre bar is.
Barre bars are made up primarily of dates and nuts, but it's basically just real food in there. It's vegan. It's mostly raw. It's just healthy nutrition.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you came up with this idea, what, for your own training?
Yeah, I'm a principal dancer with Pittsburgh Ballet Theater, and I was rehearsing the role of Odette O'Deal. It's the lead role in Swan Lake, and it's a very demanding, physically a very demanding role. And so I was looking for good, clean nutrition that would sustain me through rehearsals that were very grueling, but also that wouldn't weigh me down, because essentially I have to be lifted in a tutu, I have to jump around the room. So I started developing something in our kitchen that I thought might work for me, and it gave me great energy, great sustained energy, had enough protein and fiber. It met my needs. So I brought it into the studio and I shared it with some of my colleagues, and they all loved it, and they started asking me if I would, bring it in and they could buy it for me. And I thought it was kind of a silly idea, but then I mentioned it to Aaron and we thought, well, there's a market for this.
Yeah, we originally saw a market need in the dance world, so we launched this product when we first sort of formed the business. We launched it into the dance world, which is dance studios and dance shops all over the country, because we, with a little bit of research, we found out there weren't any nutrition products being marketed towards dancers, and we thought that seemed a little silly, because dancers need good nutrition to do what we do.
Sure. Well, I would think this market is so crowded, though. Every time there's all kinds of bars out there on the market. So what was it about what was currently on the market that didn't meet your needs?
Well, I really didn't want to eat anything that I couldn't pronounce. That was kind of first and foremost. I just wanted what was going into my body, which is my tool as an artist athlete, to be really clean. So I just felt like it could be improved upon. All the products out there that were fairly clean, they didn't have enough protein, or they didn't have enough fiber. It was kind of like I was a Goldilocks conundrum place, and I needed to find something that really fit my needs.
So you developed, did your product testing essentially on yourself and your colleagues? Is that
Yeah, I used to bring in like little mini bars, and I would pass them out, and people would sit there and eat them, and then they would go to rehearsal and they would tell me like how they performed.
Is that crazy? Well, so now how did you transition out of the kitchen and into something that was more like an actual business and a production?
Well, when Julia first started creating these in our kitchen, I was finishing my degree at Pitt, and so I was getting my undergrad at Pitt, and she approached me and said, look, I've got this great creation and our colleagues are wanting to buy it from us. And I was like, well, hey, we may have a good idea for a business here. So we formed an LLC. We got some contacts for manufacturing and packaging, and just sort of followed the chain in building the steps to. So
you sort of jumped right out then. Let's find a contract manufacturer, somebody who can.
Well, we found a food lab, and they tested our recipe, and then from the food lab they gave us contacts for manufacturing, and we found one right here in Youngstown, Ohio, to make the bars for us.
Here in sort of the greater region.
Yeah. And then from the manufacturer we found contacts for packaging for the boxes and for the wrappers for the bars. And so we just sort of followed the trail to create a finished product that we could launch to the marketplace.
So how long has it been out?
Well, we kind of launched in February of 2011, but then we relaunched with a second flavor and new branding in October of 2011.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a couple of years under your belt. Real focus on the dance world initially?
Initially on the dance world, yeah. So we launched almost exclusively to the dance world. Did a series of trade shows for dance retailers, and got into a number of studios and stores all across the country, and also sort of leveraged our network of friends and colleagues within the dance world to help us get the word out to the bar.
The thing about the dance world is that it's like 2 degrees of separation. Everyone knows someone who knows someone. So it's been this incredible support system where when people found out about our product, then they were, and they tried it. They were happy to advocate it, and it was just it helped us build.
Really cool. Only a few seconds left, but I wonder what's next. You mentioned you came up with new flavors, so clearly there's brand extension opportunities here. Sort of where are you headed from here?
Well, we'd like to come out with a couple more flavors. We've got another couple of ideas for brand extension, like maybe some dissolvable tablets into water to make a sports drink. We've got T-shirts now.
Okay. Well, it's so exciting, really fun, and great to see a national product launched and created and tested right here in our region.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. The product's called Barre, and the co-founders are Julia Erickson and Aaron Ingley. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Well, next up, we'll meet a gentleman from our region who has stepped up to the bar in a big way, time and time again, and he now has an internationally recognized award to prove it. Stay with us.